Lincoln's big hog.
Welcome to Curse of Strahd.
I thought I don't know. I think I got it.
No one's going to explain that, and we're going to continue forward like nothing happened. But just know that that's hanging over this session.
It's always hanging over everything we do.
All right. Last time on Curse of Strahd, the party who, in the midst of escorting your new companion, Irina Koyana, to the nearby city of Falaki in hopes to save her from the ire of the counts of this region, Strahd von Zarevich, you went to an old windmill and you found that these kindly old women baking pies were in fact night hags who were using these pies with the ingredients, the main ingredients being the bones of children, to get the citizens of Barovia addicted so that they could sell their children to them. You uncovered their plan. You slaughtered 2 of them in their front yard, but Morgantha, the granny, escaped before cursing Petra, who was the hag slayer. You decided to stay the nights in the now empty windmill, nicknamed the Bone Grinder, and you head off into the Vallaki the next day. When you got to the gates of Vallaki, you found that they were barred shut, and you were questioned heavily by the guards. It seems like there were a lot of rules that are very heavily enforced here, including not saying or writing the name Strahd, but to refer him as the devil. And also, there are festivals here in town. The reasons why unclear for now, but seems like it's a weekly occurrence, and the attendance of these festivals is mandatory. And in fact, you are also required to help set them up. There was a brief misunderstanding about your allegiance to Strahd, but it was cleared up, and Irina offered herself as the daughter of the burgomaster of the nearby town of Barovia, and you were led into the gates on the behest of a meeting with the burgomaster of Vallaki, Vargas Vlakovic, specifically Irina, a somewhat political meeting. You made your way through town to the middle of the square. This town is a bustling metropolis compared to Barovia. There are people all around and signs of life. It is a fortified city, and it seems like people here are not scared to live their life. Although, as dour and dramatic as a life you can live here is, you saw a stockyard with a carnival wagon, Rictavio's Carnival Wonders on the side. You stopped a child named Bill who was selling apples on the side of the road, and you gave him your cart in return. And he told you that there had been a couple of new visitors to town, one being Rictavio, the half-elf carnival master who is staying in the Blue Water Inn in the middle of town, and also the captain of the guard, a man named Ezek, who is had come here about a year ago, but had seemingly risen through the ranks pretty quickly to be a feared member of society. You are currently on your way with Irina to the burgomaster's mansion. You were told by the guards that it is kind of in the north of town. So you made your way to the center square, and you're on your way to go north to visit that. But as you got to the main square, you found it full of people everywhere, wandering around. The square itself is dominated by gallows, big platforms with hanging rope, although empty now. Next to the gallows, there are stocks, and in the stocks, there are 5 people, all dressed with these weird masks that look like donkey heads, kind of publicly shamed in the middle of this square. You also see there are posters all around this square. Some of them are old, some of them are being put up currently by citizens. The old posters all say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well, the Baron. But those posters are in the process of being taken down to be put up with these new posters, which say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendant and children required. Rain or shine. All will be well, the Baron." And as you continued your way into the main streets, you are also in tow with the 3 children that you rescued from Old Bone Grinder. You have Myrtle, a precocious 8-year-old girl. You have Jonathan, a huffy 7-year-old boy who was previously trapped in a burlap sack. And you have Reek, who doesn't seem to have much of a personality and is just quietly falling behind you. We stopped last session as you ventured into the town square because, Sal, you recognized someone. In fact, you recognized the captain of the guard, Izek Strasny, a man that you know as Cousin. He is currently on the opposite side of the town square. He does not see you, does not notice you, but he is in the process of talking with a couple of guards around him and just kind of standing near these stocks where these donkey-headed masked people are and doing something over there. And it is your turn. What do you all do?
Let me read that thing again. But I don't think. Do I know how I left it with my cousin?
Yeah, you left it on good terms, although he expected you to return and you never did that. Right. But you never saw him after that.
Okay. I mean, I would call it. Cousin, by the 9 hells, what are you doing here?
When you yell, there's people all around this town square, and everyone looks to you. And you can tell that everyone in this town is confused and a little frightened by this kind of outpouring of someone who is clearly an outsider. And a couple guards kind of step forward, and you see Izek, which let me show you a picture of Izek, because Izek has a particular quality to him that you have never seen before, Sal. He is tall, broad-shouldered, bald man, very, very intimidating. You can tell that the citizens of this town are terrified of this man, not just for his physical stature, but because he is the town guard and seemingly strict. But you also see that his right arm is enlarged and demonic. Large black fingernails and red scales all around it. Seemingly the only part of his body that is demonic. It is something you've never seen before, Sal. But Izek sees you like 100 feet away from across, and his eyes go wide, and he starts running towards the group. What do the rest of you see Sal call out to this man who you recognize as the captain of the guard? What do you do?
I think that I would just take my battle axe off my back, but then just put blade on the ground in my hand. Best to get in front of me, but just getting it out.
All right, Richard, what are you doing?
Oh, also, speaking of Richard, I think the only thing mechanically that Michael needs to know is that I did give him that jar or whatever that was labeled Mother's Milk. So I don't know if you need anything for that, but I just want to make sure that.
Yes, Mother's Milk, of course.
Sounds cool.
Powerful poison.
Yeah, Salvatore told me it was a poison, so Gabe gave it.
Cool. Appreciate you.
Richard, Petra, what are you two doing in this moment?
I think as soon as Sal has shouted out and drawn attention to himself, I want to, as much as I can, blend into the crowd and pretend that I too am shocked and appalled by his behavior.
Cool. You know what? Make a stealth check. You're a human, so it's not like you're
yeah.
Everyone here is human, so it's possible to.
14.
All right, you kind of get in amongst some of the people, and you can see this kind of small group of people that you have kind of tried to blend in with are dour, sullen-faced. They are begrudgingly taking down some posters, and that you can tell that they hate this job, and they look at you kind of wearied and skeptical, but don't say anything to you. Petra, what are you doing in this moment?
Petra is keeping an eye on our charges, the kids, and damn her name.
Arena?
Arena, yeah. Keeping an eye on, and like just because we are in a city, trying to keep an eye out for anybody. This is a weird place, and wanting to keep my what's going on.
Arena is sitting there, and as Ezek comes running to you, Sal, she kind of looks to you, Sal, a little quizzically and says, "Do you know this man?"
He's my cousin.
She nods, confused.
He shouldn't be here. I don't know. I don't know why he's here.
As Ezek comes up to you, this big hulking man, he yells loudly, "Sal! Oh, it is so good to see you!" And he comes and gives you this forceful hug where he picks you up off the ground and hugs you tight. I can't believe it. She was right. You're here. Who are these people you're with?
Oh, these are my compatriots, my traveling companions.
He looks at all the rest of you, but not at Richard. He doesn't know that Richard's there, but he does look at Gabe and Petra and Irina and the kids, and he taking you in, and then he says to you, "Sal, can I speak to you alone for a second?"
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He takes you a few steps to have a little bit of privacy, and he says, "Sal, we did it. We did it." He's like looking around, and he says, I can't tell you about it here. Not in the town square. I have a job to do today. Meet me outside of the Blue Water Inn tomorrow morning. I'll tell you everything. You have to see this. Sal, we're gonna change the world.
I'll be there, but what are you doing here? How long have you been here? How did you get here? I have so many questions.
He looks. Make an insight check. Can you make an insight check?
Sure can. What is insight? Where is it? 15.
He looks incredibly excited to see you. In fact, it's kind of jarring, his personality. When you first saw him in the town square, he was brooding and authoritative, but he's almost giddy to see you. But he's also seemingly paranoid. He doesn't want anyone to really see that he's talking to you or hear what you're talking about. So, but under his breath, kind of, he says, "Sal, I don't really know how I got here, but the wizard, Sal, you knew it. I should have known. You knew it. That was the key. I found the wizard. I did it, Sal, and then I woke up here."
What did you do?
His eyes go wide. Sal, I'll show you tomorrow. It's incredible, Sal. It's incredible what we're doing here, but I need you to know that your companions can't know about this. It has to be just us. Is that okay with you?
I mean, we're kind of all in this. We're kind of all in this together. We're kind of working as a team. Trying a new team aspect. I'm tired of being the lone wolf.
Sal, we're a team. None of those people are on our team. We're a team, Sal. This is
right.
Has nothing to do with them.
I won't tell them.
All right, come. Okay, I need to go. And he's looking over. There's a couple guards approaching that are like obviously waiting for some order from him. And he says, "Meet me here tomorrow morning outside of the Blue Water Inn." He grabs your shoulders. "Sal, this is the beginning of the rest of our lives. We're changing the world here." And then he like shakes you, and then a couple guards come over and say, Ezek, there's an urgent matter on the opposite side of town. And he nods, and they get hurried away to the west, down the road.
As he's running away, just while he's still within range, I think that maybe subconsciously Gabe is thinking that it's starting to be useless because it seems everyone corrupt and crazy, but that arm, makes him instinctively just kind of grab his holy symbol, and his eyes flash for but a second as he casts.
Okay, you see that Ezek Strasny, you can tell that he is not a fiend, but has fiendish aspects to him. I mean, obviously, his arm is not a prosthetic. It's a real fiendish arm that he is wielding, and somehow. Irina kind of looks a little nervous as Sal kind of approaches back and says, well, I guess we're on our way to the burgomaster's place. If you want to follow me, she points to a nearby building, and she says, I believe that's the Blue Water Inn. If you want to stay there, I'll just be a second at the burgomaster's. The Mardikovs will gladly take you all in and give you a place to stay. But otherwise, I'm heading off to the burgomaster's.
As I said earlier, I'm going to see this. I know.
Yes, that makes sense.
All right. She looks relieved that you're coming with her, even though she offered you to stay. And you make your way a little bit north down the road.
North.
There are people everywhere you go. People are kind of staring, but no one talks to you or mentions you. The kids that you're with are just kind of walking along with you, a little quiet, taking in their surroundings. It's probably scary for them because they were from Barovia, but their parents sold them to hags, so it's time for them to start a new life. And you eventually come to what you assume is the burgomaster's mansion, a tall, multi-story, stone-plastered building. It is neglected, some of the paint falling off. All the windows have drapes that cover any access to view inside from the outside. It's a large arched opening that leads to the big front door. On the front doorstep, you can see there are a bunch of bundled sticks and supplies and paints and little toys just kind of set outside of this house as if waiting for someone inside to pick them up. And Irina just looks back at you and goes up to the door and knocks on it. Richard, I assume that you rejoined the party after your...
Yeah. I would have followed him.
Okay. Irina knocks on the door. You all sit there. It's lightly raining in the early afternoon nights here in the city of Vallaki. And the door opens. And you see a woman. She is wearing nicely appointed clothes, kind of ruffled, feathered collars, and a robe down to her ankles. Her hair up in a nice bun behind her. She is wearing some jewelry, and her eyes go wide, and she says, yes, what can I do for you all? Irina looks at all of you and says,
we've got a meeting with the burgomaster, Brad. Look over at Irina.
Yes, the burgomaster. I'm Irina Kolyana, and this is my compatriots. We came from the town of Barovia. My father is the burgomaster there, and we were hoping we could meet Vargas, the burgomaster here, to just say our welcome and are appreciative that he has helped us seek asylum here. And the woman's eyes go wide, and she comes over to Irina and gives her a big hug and says, oh, yes, of course. The Baron Vargas is not in right now, but I am the Baroness, Lydia. It is Nice to meet all of you. Please come inside out of the rain. Come inside. And she gestures for you all to come inside of her mansion.
It's a pleasure, Lydia. It's a lovely home.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means so much. I have company here, but please, you're not a burden on me at all. You can come into the dining room. You can help us set up. We're setting up for the festival. You all excited for the festival, the Blazing Sun?
Yeah. That's very excited. Excited to see this town, yeah, very excited.
Oh,
We are always happy to celebrate the sun.
that is so nice of you. Petra, I think, and Gabe can tell that she is wearing a bunch of paraphernalia that depict the Morning Lord. She's clearly a devoutly religious person. And she ushers you all into her room. This mansion is large. There's a huge central hallway that extends all the way down to what you can tell is a kitchen on the far side. But she takes you into a large dining room halfway down the hall. There's beautiful table set up nicely with candles. There's a candelabra on the side and a chandelier up top, and beautiful high-backed chairs and beautiful silver diningware here. There's a nice display of cake and tea set up, and there's a bunch of maybe half a dozen women in this room, all middle-aged. They are sitting in this chair, kind of chatting with each other, and they're all sewing different costumes, you can tell, or knitting different things, or making. A couple of them are using weaving like a baskets or a depicting the sun. They're clearly all together to help build and maintain the festival. And as you come in, she gestures to you all. There's a bunch of open seats, and she kind of makes an announcement to the room. Hello, everyone. This is Irina. She is the daughter of the burgomaster of Barovia, and this is her party. They have come here to seek asylum in our beautiful city of Olaki, so please give them a welcome. And all the ladies nod and say hello to you. Lydia says, please, feel free to eat some cake. We have tea. You can have anything you want. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. My manners. I did not get your name. She goes up to you, Richard. What can I call you?
Hi, I'm Richard. Do you have any wine or something not, tea?
Well, of course, we're always stocked with wine, but I think wine is in a little bit of short supply here, and it's hopefully...
Oh, but, how often is it you get new people to your town, right? It's a celebration.
Make a persuasion check.
Natural 20.
Lydia immediately takes a huge liking to you, Richard. And she's like grabbing your shoulder, and she's, oh, of course, you're visitors. Where are my manners? I should have had the wine out.
No. It's, anyone makes, I've made that mistake before. It's not a problem.
Lydia goes, Francine, and one of the women looks up. Can you go grab the wine bottle from the kitchen? And Francine looks a little annoyed, but gets up and walks out of the room.
Thank you, Francine.
Lydia turns to you, Sal, and she says, and please, what can I call you?
The name's Salvatore, and if I don't really know if I see it here. Do you happen to have any pie? Kind of a pie guy.
We have cake. It's a family member of pie. I think we don't really make pies.
It'll do. Thank you for your hospitality.
You see her like pie. Next time you're here, I promise we'll have pie.
Thank you.
Then she walks up to Petra. What can I call you, you fine young woman?
You can call me simply Petra.
Petra, that's a beautiful, beautiful name. Are you a follower of the Morning Lord?
In a way, yes.
The Morning Lord watches down on all of us.
I think all praise up towards the sun is is a beautiful thing. And I agree. Yes, I think it does watch down on us.
Your words speak so true to me. Oh. And then she walks up to you, Gabe, and as she's about to talk to you, she looks at you and kind of takes you in for the first time, and her cheery demeanor immediately softens, and her eyes go down, and she says, are you here to take me? Is it my turn?
No, madam. I'm simply here to partake in your fine cakes and teas. Enjoy your company.
She takes a step back. It doesn't give you the same kind of warm welcome that she gives the other people, and she says, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a bit flustered.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I've dreamt about this day, but I don't know. I'm just making too big of a deal. Of course, you're do you...
Excuse, who is he to you?
She takes a step back, and then all the other women are now kind of chattering to themselves and like, oh, it's an angel. It's an angel. And she says, I don't know. This is probably stupid. You seem like a nice man, but as a devoutly religious person, I've always dreamt of the day an angel came down to our fair town, and I don't know, I must have misread your intentions, and I thought this was that day. It's stupid. I'm so sorry. Please.
He reaches out. I reach out a hand and put it. I grab her hand and take it in mine. Unless she, if she shows any amount of pullback, I don't do it. But
she'll let you. Yeah, she'll let you.
I grab her hand and I take it in mine and I say, Madam, maybe one day long ago, I was who you think I am, but now I am just simply a man here to assist those in need. Gabriel, pleasure to meet you. Here, the Morning Lord has put us here for...
Well, if the Morning Lord has his way, I can't deny it. Gabriel, it is a pleasure to meet you. Now, please sit down. You can, if you want, you can help us we're making some suns for the festival and knitting some children's costumes, but you're all from Barovia? Is that right?
Thereabouts.
We've come from Barovia, yes.
And how is Barovia doing these days?
Just so beautiful, so beautiful, so pretty.
Arena says, well, I mean, it is beautiful, of course. It has seen better days. My father, the burgomaster, unfortunately has perished. And all the women, oh no, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Arena kind of shakes her head. He was an old man, and it's a blessing to live that age. But my brother is now the burgomaster, but we are seeking shelter here because of your fine city. It seems safer and less under the eye of the castle. And she nods and she says, oh, I am so sorry. That I've always hated how close that town was to that abomination on the hill. And that fiend looks down on us. Oh, that fiend. He has brought us such misery. But I don't want to talk about negative things. Not when the festival is a mere 3 days away.
Can I insight check specifically the way she's talking about?
Yes, for sure.
9.
She is absolutely terrified of Strahd.
Where did she say that the burgomaster?
Out. Just out.
I do apologize. We've had a long journey. Is there a washroom?
Oh yes, of course. It's just down the hallway. I'll take you there myself.
Wonderful, thank you.
She escorts you down the hallway a little bit. You can, as you walk down the hallway, you see Francine coming back with a bottle of wine, And
Francine, thank you so much. This means so much to me. You have no idea. Take it from her.
she like tries to grab it from you.
No, you did your part and you did it so well. You did it so well. I'm so proud of you, darling. I'm so proud of you. Okay, there we go.
You pry it from her hand. Meanwhile, Gabe, Lydia is down the hallway and points you to a small washroom. And she says, please, my mansion is your mansion. You can take what you please.
I appreciate your hospitality. You truly are showing the Morning Lords great action. I'm sure you have noticed the orphans that we have traveling with us.
Oh, they're orphans. I am so sorry. That is such terrible news.
Is their parents finally in? Is there a place that you know of that are they taken care of, protected?
Oh, of course, there are plenty of places. In fact, they can stay here. I have a son. He's Victor. He's a little bit older than them, but he's a nice boy, and maybe he can help them. And I would love to. I would love to. It is not a problem at all.
Well, I'm sure Irina will have more to ask. Is this the room here?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. I can find my way. And I'll enter the washroom.
All right. As you enter the washroom, there's briefly a time where all the rest of you are in this room without Lydia or Gabe, and Irina is just kind of sitting there, like nibbling on some cakes, and she just kind of idly asks some of the women, "So the festival is coming up. How many festivals do you have?" And one of the women says, "Well, we have one a week." And Irina's.
Is it a different festival each week, or do they repeat, or is it just a completely new festival?
Well, that's part of the brilliance of the Baron, the Burgomaster. His mind is always thinking about ways that we can instill happiness in the people of Vallaki, and we've been doing this weekly for 4 years now, and it has worked. The devil has not come here in many years, and it is all because of the Baron and his beautiful family and their beautiful traditions.
One a week? That feels excessive.
Oh, it's not excessive. In fact, I am telling Lydia all the time we should have multiple festivals a week, and she's broached that with the Baron, and we'll see. Maybe going forward, we'll have 2 a week. That would be so fun.
Do you ever have time to do anything else?
Like what?
I don't know, go on a hike, or ride a horse, or paint something that isn't for the festival?
Well, I don't go on a hike. I haven't been out of the city in a while. It's dangerous out there. I guess we could paint. I'm not much of a painter. I'm more of a stitcher, and I make costumes.
Oh, those are great. Those are really cool. We have some small, tiny humans that could wear those clothes. They would fit them.
You see Jonathan, the boy, grabs this piece of clothing that this woman is in the middle of making, and he goes, "Oh, I want this one!" And the woman's like,
"Jonathan, okay, no, Jonathan, we have to establish manners, so you should ask her, ma'am, may I have that piece of clothing you're working on, and maybe if you're nice, she will let you wear it."
He's in the midst of putting it on as he says, "Ma'am, can I have this?" And she says, "Oh, of course, sweet child. Please, I made it just for you. It's perfect size." At this point,
nicest people I've ever encountered.
D&D,
I think.
Lydia comes back and she's kind of sits down and she says, "Well, I'm glad that you came. In fact, this is the perfect time. We're all getting ready for the festival, and I'm sorry to hear about Barovia. I'm sure the Baron will be back soon. Tell me about your lives. You all seem like fun people."
When is the Baron due back? Not that we're in a hurry or anything. Just want to align our schedules.
Well, the Baron's a busy man with his festivals, and he was supposed to be back any 30 minutes ago, but I'm sure he's slightly delayed. He'll be here in no time. Don't worry.
In the meantime, I will present the wine bottle. Will you please join me in... you must join me in having the first glass of this. Such a great host. Such a great time.
I mean, I usually don't drink before 7.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Oh, Richard,
on.
I can't say no to you.
Yeah.
Francine looks at you and whispers something to Lydia. And
I can read lips.
oh wait, oh yeah, you took the observant feat.
Yep.
All right.
As long as they're speaking a language that I know.
Yes, I have to remember that you took the observant feat. Francine whispers to Lydia, "You shouldn't drink wine before the Baron gets here. He doesn't like that." But Lydia kind of scoffs and turns to you, Richard. Just this one time, I'll gladly take a glass for you. She takes 2 nicely pointed glasses and she offers a glass to Petra and Sal and Irina. Irina takes one. And then
Thank you.
Petra, come on. Petra, come on.
But I think we are still in business hours, and I'd like to keep a clear head.
All right.
she pours wine for you all. Red Dragon Crush, very, very nice wine. And as you're like sitting there sipping your wine, Gabe, what are you doing in the washroom?
I take a shit and I come back. No, I am in there for a moment. I think I do maybe have kind of like an existential crisis moment, like looking in whatever mirror is in there and just like looking at myself and I'm like, ooh. For a moment, maybe like I blink my eyes and I see like my dark wings behind, and I will exit the washroom. Is there anywhere in this manor that I can get without having to go back through that road from the washroom?
Yeah, there is. The dining room is down the hall. You did see stairwell up to the second floor that is in the entranceway. You would have to pass by the dining room to get to the stairwell, but in the back part of this mansion, there's a big kitchen, and there's another closed door that you would guess is maybe a dining room of some sorts, or maybe a living room. And there's a door out to the back, and you could tell from when you came, there's a small garden back there.
I think I would try to... Can I go through the dining room to the stairwell without being seen by them?
You would have to... Well, the door to the dining room is currently closed. It is a separate room from the room that all the women are in.
Okay.
You think you would have to open the door and check, but there's a possibility. There's an
try to
entryway
open
through.
the door to the dining room.
All right. The dining room door opens undramatically. It is empty. There are cabinets in this room pushed to the side. This seems like an extra room. Not a lot of people use it, but there's a table set up and chairs. But there is another door on the back side of it that seems like it probably leads towards the foyer and probably could bypass the dining room without being seen.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, you are through the door, and you are now in the front entranceway, foyer. Can you make a perception check?
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
For a total of 20.
Right in front of you are the stairs leading up to the second floor, kind of a grand staircase, wide steps that lead up. Second floor looks like there's a balcony up there, and you can tell there's a gallery. There are a bunch of hanged pictures and a hallway that leads off that you can't see until you go up there. You can hear, though, there's clearly someone up there, and you hear the signs of like a snap and a crackle of like, yeah, with your natural 20, you can surmise this is a casting of a spell somehow. Although probably a cantrip, not that big, but sounds like someone is casting kind of up in the upper bowels of the house. You also hear, approaching the front door as you're kind of stood in front of it almost, footsteps, just kind of walking up to the front door. And you can also hear kind of ruffled snarling of two large dogs.
I am going to try to... Do I feel like... I mean, if I hear the footsteps, do I feel like I could make it up to the second floor before the door is opened?
Yeah, if you went right now.
Yeah, I sprint.
Okay. I assume you're trying to hide. You're trying to get your...
I'm trying to be out of...
Can you hide and sprint?
I'm trying to be out of eyesight.
Oh, okay.
When the door is
gotcha.
opened. So if I need to... So, yes, I will roll a stealth check, but I'm not trying... But, like, I'm just trying to get there quickly.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Cool. Make a stealth check, but
Okay.
we'll interpret it in that way.
Disadvantage. At a disadvantage, that's a 9.
Okay, you sprint up the stairway up to the second floor. There is on the second floor a long hallway full of framed pictures of noble Vlakoviches, people dressed in fine attire and kind of old-timey pictures all along the wall. There's a picture of Lydia up there as well, and a picture of a man you assume to be the Baron. You can tell there's two hallways that kind of branch off from this side hallway. A couple of closed doors down one hallway and a couple of closed doors down another hallway.
I try to go in what I think to be the direction of the spell that was cast.
Okay, make a perception check.
That's a 17.
Okay. Down one of the hallways you can tell is not where you heard the spell,
Okay.
but this hallway is somewhat interesting because you can see one of the doors has two padlocks on it, like double padlocked. Clearly, you don't want anyone to open it. And in the other room is the door slightly open, but don't think that's where the noise came from. And then down the second hallway on the back side of the house, you're now further away from the stairs. There is one room that you would guess is a master bedroom, and the noise is coming from above this room, as there's most likely an attic with access above this room.
Yeah, with the pre-plan that if anyone is actually in the actual bedroom, that I will just act like I entered the wrong room. I'm going to just very nonchalantly open the master bedroom.
Okay, you open the door to the master bedroom. Meanwhile, all of you drinking wine in the dining room, you hear the front door open, and you hear clomping footsteps. And entering the room, you see Baron Vargas Vlakovic and his two giant mastiffs. I will show you imagery of what these people look like with Lydia. He is slightly balding man with kind of wispy long hair and long fingertips and a dour look to his face, and these two slobbering mastiffs. And as he comes into the room, he says, "Lydia, you did not tell me we were having guests over today." He looks to all of you. "Who am I to the pleasure of speaking to?" And he just kind of eyes you down, Petra.
Yeah, I stand and nod my head. Baron, I am Sister Petra of the Order of the Sun, and I have the pleasure of escorting Irina here, who you may know as the daughter of the Baron of Barovia.
Irina nods. Yes, Baron, I've come. My father is the burgomaster of Barovia, and I've come to meet you and thank you for your hospitality in your fine city. And Baron Vargas stands up straight and says, "You have come from Barovia to Vallaki. Well, I guess you have picked the right city. The city of Vallaki is safe. There is no threat here while you're within the walls. Now, tell me, why have you come here? Has your city finally succumbed to the tyranny of the devil?" And Irina says, No. And she kind of shoots a glance at the rest of you, like, all three of you make insight checks.
Seven.
9.
Come on, cleric.
Come on, cleric.
Come on, clerk.
Let's go, cleric.
Come on, cleric.
17.
Cleric.
Yeah.
Okay, Rena kind of shoots a glance at you, Petra, and you can tell that she doesn't want to reveal that she has been bitten. And she thinks it's a mistake that she didn't tell you this before, but you can see her about to say something and kind of like stop and say, well, the Barovia is such a dour city, and I heard there was a festival here, so just thought we would come and check it out.
Yes, it seems like they haven't quite done such a good job as keeping the devil out as you have. No great means taken as weekly festivals.
You have seen the festivals. Well, the next festival is in 3 days, and while you are here, I expect, in fact, I know you will be there to join in the festivities. It is the festival of the blazing sun, and we will all gather into the town square, and we will rejoice that we live here in Vallaki and not your shithole for Barovia. And Arena looks.
Sal just grumbles to himself.
It's not wrong.
And then he looks over at Lydia. Lydia, you are drinking wine at this hour of the day. And Lydia goes, Vargas, I'm sorry, but it was a special occasion, and I thought I'd break it out. And he says,
we were making a toast to you.
And your beautiful town and the festival that's happening in 3 days, which we're also excited for.
And your lovely fellas down there.
With the dogs.
You know what? Richard and Sal can both make persuasion checks, or one of you can make it at advantage if you want.
I want to roll. So we could both roll. No, I should have done it. I got a 4.
I'll roll. Yeah. I got pretty good charisma. Said persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good at that. 15.
Nice.
He says, we have 1 bottle of wine left in this house, and you choose to use it when I'm not around.
I wasn't aware it was your last.
We were expecting you any moment. We've only just had a glass each, so you know.
So it's going.
Well,
it was a giant bottle.
yeah, it's a extra large bottle.
It's a keg.
like a Costco style bottle of wine.
He looks dour and angry almost at this, and then Lydia says, well, Vargas, we can stop drinking now if you want, but these kids here, I think, and of course I'll defer to you, but I think we should get them to live here. They're orphans, apparently. And Vargas says, absolutely not. They will not live under my roof. And then he kind of steps out into the hallway, and as he steps out for a second, you see those 2 mastiffs are just sitting there and like sniffing, and clearly trained to just be vigilant in his absence. Pretty terrifying dogs. And he comes back a second later, and he's holding the shoulders of Bill, the teen that you had seen before. You had given Gabe had given the cart to.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of forcefully takes Bill's arms behind him, and he says, now, listen, I have business to take care of with this little shit.
What?
Looks at Bill, and Bill's kind of like shrugs his shoulders and like looks down at his feet, and he says, listen, I have to admit, I don't like that you have come here to my city, Arena, and you have brought these people, especially now that you might have led the devil here. But we have to make this right. So during the festival, you will stand up, Arena, and you will make a speech to the town persuading them that you have not been followed and that this town is still safe. Is that clear? And Irina says, I'm not actually much of a public speaker. And he says, stop it. You will do as I say. Now, Lydia, next time you bring people here, know that I should also be here with you. Now, everyone, enjoy our fair city and know that all will be well. The city is free of tyranny, but also know that if I see you breaking the laws, I will not hesitate to put you in the stocks or worse, the gallows.
What's your business with that little guy over there? It's just a child. What business could you possibly have?
I saw this kid stealing from the town square. He was ripping down posters advertising the festival, and this is not his first offense. He skipped the last 2 festivals, which is strictly forbidden. I am just going to have a strict talking to him upstairs. And he kind of looks at Lydia, who almost cowers in his presence. And all the women are just quiet. Yes, Petra?
Do an insight check on if he's just trying to talk to this guy, or if he's kind of intending to do more harm. Oh my god, a natural 20.
All right, I gotta get one.
He's taking this kid upstairs. So you don't know where he's taking this kid upstairs, but under the auspices of a talking to, but he's about to beat this kid.
Well, that's government for you. All right, we gotta go.
He leads his mastiffs away, and as soon as he leaves the room, Lydia kind of takes a deep breath and says, well, I'm glad you met the Baron. That was fun. So I guess we need to put this wine away. I'm sorry, Richard, but you can still partake in the cake if you want.
Is he always that much of an asshole?
She looks at you, Sal, kind of wide-eyed, and her smile like slowly fades. And she like there's like an uncomfortable silence. And then she turns to the rest of the room. Okay, well, we should continue making some of the festival garments. Maybe you should all leave. I'm sorry, but we are actually wrapping up. She like takes her hand to Francine and the rest of the women, like wrap it up, and they all start like packing up. Upstairs, Gabe,
the stealthy guy.
The stealthy guy. You guys are here like clomping upstairs. This room opens into a master bedroom. It is very, very nicely appointed with like canopied bed, and there's a small library in the corner with tons of books, like seemingly on every subject lined up in the corner. You haven't looked at the collection, but it seems like it's impressive. And in the middle of this room, there is a what's it called? A rope that's hanging. That is a pull-down attic ladder that is currently closed, but otherwise empty.
Well, I have a negative intelligence, so I don't give a shit about the books. I will go over to the rope, attic, pull.
You pull, and dust falls down from this attic, and a little ladder falls down up into a dusty, musty, darkened attic room above.
I'm up.
All right. As you climb up to the top, it is a attic the size of the house. It is this large room spanning the entire length, and there are tons and tons of rafters with cobwebs and boxes. It's like a maze to get through here. There are huge amount of just discarded things. You can immediately tell that this is all items from previous festivals, like attire and different festival garments that have just been like stashed up here from all the years of these festivals. And you can kind of see through the clutter and the wreckage of this attic. Is on the far side of the room is a door. And you can see from the bottom of the door, there's a slight purple color coming from the bottom.
I very aggressively open.
Okay. You have to like wade your way through the attic first, kind of pushing your way through garbage bags full of clothes and different cardboard boxes.
Do I see anything as I'm walking by? I'm not gonna like dig into any of the boxes, but do I see any of the boxes like say evil shit or say like I don't know. Is there anything glaring as I'm passing the boxes? Like I would look at them, but if there's nothing glaring, I would just.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Just
7.
a box that says evil on it.
Yeah.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You do. When you come to the door has a skull etched on the front of it, and there's words, all caps, that say, "All is not well!" Exclamation point! Exclamation point.
Yeah, I just like in order to try to startle whoever is inside that room, I like open it very aggressive.
Okay.
Matt, I don't like your smile.
All right, you open the door aggressively, and the first thing you notice is pain, because this door is trapped.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And you take, let's see, you take 30 points of lightning damage as a glyph of warding explodes on the door as you barge your way through.
Okay. Are you up? Are you up?
I'm up.
Do we hear that?
I'll give you all perception checks.
I do have a passive perception of 16. Observe it now.
Dirty 20 for me.
Oh,
Okay.
I rolled a 1, but it's a 7. Perception 8. Why am I not?
Richard, I mean,
16
even though...
also.
16, okay. I think Richard is the only one that hears this. It is 2 floors up, so there's a little bit of ways for the sound to travel, but something is happening up on the attic floor for sure. There's kind of a discharge and a thump. Gabe, as you open the door, you can see this room is a bedroom. There is like a mattress on the floor with no bed frame and clothes scattered all around. There's a lamp in the center that's kind of glowing this soft white light. There are pieces of parchment with mad scribbles all around this room, and there's a circle drawn with chalk, obviously magical in some way, although unknown to you what this is, what this means. And there are several half a dozen skeletal cats that are just skeletons that are just kind of wandering around this room. And seated in the center is a young man, maybe 15 or 16. He is thin, but there are premature streaks of gray in his hair, and he's cradling this big tome in his lap, and his eyes go wide as you open. He says, "Who are you?" And he's like rapidly flipping through his book to try to find some page.
I am going to first use a bonus action to dump 15 points of healing into myself.
Okay, yep.
And like as I'm like healing, and I imagine kind of like smoldering a little bit from the lightning damage, I am going to stare at this kid. Before I do anything, does he look to be here against his will? Can I tell any, like, are there chains anywhere? Are there like scratches on the door? Are there any? Is there anything like that?
No, you don't see anything like that.
Then I'm looking at him, and I sprout black skeletal wings from my back, and I lower my voice, and my eyes go black as I say, I am punishment from the Morning Lord, here to see you. He has to roll, first of all, he has to roll charisma saving throw.
Oh my gosh, okay. Nice. Let me pull up his character, our friend's character sheet here.
Oh no.
Who you don't even know his name, I don't think.
I have no idea who this is.
You don't even know? For real? You don't know?
Yeah, I have no idea.
What kind of saving throw?
Charisma.
Okay. Natural 20.
Damn it.
Incredible.
Okay.
Incredible.
So he's not frightened. But I would still like to, if I can, roll some kind of like intimidation check to just like I'm just trying to stop him from doing what he's doing without harming him.
Yes, gotcha. Yeah, make an intimidation check.
And if I'm not allowed to do that because he failed, that's fine. Or
No, I was going to give you advantage on this, but
Okay,
I'm not going to anymore.
No, that makes sense. That's 18 plus 2 is a dirty 20.
He drops the book down on the floor and like in a panic, and he stands up and he says, What? You have come here? Take my mother instead of me.
I step forward and I kick the tome to the side as I keep like stepping forward.
He takes a step back, but he's defiant, and he says, "My trap should have killed you. You are powerful. Who are you? Who are you?"
Who are you?
He like swallows, and for the first time, he's a boy basically, and he his swallowed spits kind of gets caught in his throat as he says, I'm Victor Volakovich. Please don't kill me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As soon as he starts saying that, I use a bonus action to end my necrotic shroud. I only get one of these per long rest. Great use. And
scared a child.
Well, I just didn't want him to cast another spell.
At least he didn't eat one.
Yeah. Thank you, Sophie.
If I had the chance to do it all, I'd eat more pie.
And I release the necrotic shroud. My wings kind of dissipate into ash, and my eyes come back. And I look at him, and I say, "Child, why are you up here? What is this place? What are you doing?"
He looks at you, trying to decide what to tell you, but does say, this is my room. My mom wants me to stay in my bedroom on the second floor, but I would rather be up here away from my father and my mother, who are... I hate them, and I'm practicing my spells up here.
They hurt you, Terrence?
Shakes his head, no.
Victor, and I kneel down. And he's probably not. He's like 16 or something, so I'm now shorter than him.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be disarming. And I say, Victor, I feel I was sent here to protect those who are in need of protecting. Do you need my help?
He gestures down to the circle inscribed on the ground in chalk, and he says, I'm trying to escape. Volaki, this is a teleportation circle. Do you do magic? Can you help me get out?
I can do magic, my friend, but not to that extent. Why are you trying to escape? Why do you hate your parents?
They put these festivals on, and everyone in the town hates them. Yet they sit there in ignorance, like it's helping. It's not helping. And I don't know. I want to go to a place that's happy, and I can have friends, and I want to take Stella with me. And you're not even the first outsider that's been in this room. I tried to use the teleportation circle a long time ago when I first was learning, and all I managed to do was summon someone here.
Who did you... His name Ezek.
Nods, yes.
Is this kid bullshitting me? Is this kid like acting afraid?
Make insight.
Oh, Oh wait, no, that was cocked. Okay, great. Oh, that was not much. 10.
He's not bullshitting you. He seems to be truthful everything he's saying.
When Ezek arrived here, that arm of his, have that?
He looks like he looks like he expected you to ask that question, and he shakes his head and he says, "He's been talking with Fiona Voctor too much."
I stand back up. Victor, this home, yours. We have children whose parents treated them horribly. Sold them. Own children. We need a place to be safe. A place to feel at home. This be the type of place for them.
He shakes his head vigorously. No, if they want a home, they should not stay here, for sure. And I don't know where they should stay. And don't tell my father that I mentioned Fiona. He doesn't know that Izek and Fiona talk to each other, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Tell your father nothing. You sure you don't need my out of here?
I just need someone who can help me cast the spell. That's all I need.
I would know magic enough to know that Salvatore is not at that, right?
Make an Arcana check.
Well, no, if I even have to make a check, then I would say I don't know. I just don't know, I don't know, what the knowledge of the general world is, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say I
don't think I'm capable?
No, I actually, now that changes my tune. I would probably say, I have a friend who might be able to help you. Are you able to leave this house?
He nods and he says, at nighttime I can probably sneak out.
Meet at, what is the Blue
Water Inn.
Meet at the Blue Water Inn this evening. I think my friend should hear what you have. And you can meet my friend who is quite magical.
You hear a voice from behind you, Gabe, from the opposite side of the attic, yelling, "Victor, are you up here?" And Victor kind of looks at you and then doesn't say anything.
And then I slowly walk to the door of his room and close it.
Okay.
Leaving him in there.
Yeah.
And then I say, "Baron, is that you?"
Who is this? Who is in my attic?
I come out from behind one of the backs and says, "Oh, you must be the Baron. It's so wonderful to see you. I couldn't find you. You weren't up here."
Make a deception check.
Oh, no. That is a dirty 20.
He pulls out like a club from his belt.
Sure.
And he says, "You drunk asshole, you must be with the others. Leave my house now. I should kick you from the city entirely."
Whoa. Hey, dude, you're so not cool, man. Listen, I'm very sorry, okay? I just wanted to... I've heard many, many great things about you, and I thought you might be interested in somewhat of a lucrative deal, but if you want me to live, I'll live. Start to head to...
He stops you. "What are the good things that you've heard about me?"
Well, as you know, I've heard that you put on the best festivals
That's true.
that Voloki has ever seen. I mean, you put on a festival and everyone comes and talks about it. Do you realize how sad the world is outside of Voloki?
I have an idea, but of course that sadness is not allowed to permeate within these walls.
No, I mean, this is the most joyous place I've ever seen. And it's just... And I had to come here and I had to meet the man himself, because I feel like I have just the thing to make your festivals that much more amazing.
He looks at you intrigued and waits for you to go on.
I know a friend, and he's very good at showmanship, and he can do all kinds of very cool things. And I think that if you had him perform at your festival, or praise me, that everyone would see the amount of power.
I like that people would see my power, of course.
Because to have someone of such intrigue and ability working for you, how else could you?
Well, Ezek has been lacking in his duties recently. I have been looking to replace him as someone who reports directly to me. Who is this person you're speaking of?
I think you might have met him before. He's a performer. You're looking for someone to help you. Let's just say, have a feel. I feel like you're a man that needs things, right?
Yes, there's a lot of things to be done here, and I am the person to do it.
Sometimes need. You have to punish people. Help you.
Well, of course, I only punish people who deserve it.
But as soon as you don't punish, how does it?
Well, if you're offering yourself to me in service of me, I would gladly accept.
That easily.
But of course, you need to prove yourself to me. Follow me. And he heads down the stairs to the bedroom.
Give me just a moment, and I touch my chest, and I dump 1 point of lay on hands just to give a small little glow. And then I immediately act very sober. I say, apologies, a spell I had to cast on myself to make sure that you were, well, not going to be immediately violent. I'm now sober and willing to.
Excellent. You seem to be powerful. Please follow me down the hallway.
Of course.
And he leads you down the hallway and then past the bedroom and then into the other hallway that you had seen before to the room with the double padlock, which is now opened. And he leads you inside this barren, small room that is soundproofed with a bunch of like linens that have been like affixed to the walls. And the only person in this room who is manacled on his knees, bleeding from wounds to his face, is Bill, the kid that you recognize from the town square. And Baron shuts the door behind him and he says, this kid has been stealing from the town and he deserves to be punished. I want to see you enact some deserved judgment on this kid. And he kind of steps back and is watching you. Bill looks up at you, like kind of breathing heavily. He's got like long, wispy, teenage skater boy hair, but it's all matted. He looks terrified. He looks at you, recognizes you, obviously, but doesn't say anything.
Sorry, it looks like I'm not being heard on stream, and I'm not quite sure. I don't really know what to do to fix that.
I can speak for you. I killed the kid.
I've upped my gain a little bit. Like your mic doesn't pick up your voice when you're talking. Okay. Will the person who is watching let me know that they can hear me now?
Don't talk too loud though.
The person who's watching.
Stop yelling at them.
Sorry guys, I'm sorry to put okay, alright. Alright, well I look at Bill, and I look at,
Stop
the
stalling for this kid.
Baron. What is it that you need from me?
I want you to teach this nuisance a lesson. I want him to know that his actions have no place here in Vallaki.
Of course. I crack my neck and roll my shoulders, and then I look back at him. You might want to leave the room, master.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, I hug and console this child.
22.
I'm gonna roll for the Baron here.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
He's gonna make an insight check.
Of course he should. I just happen to be rolling quite well.
Good old Baron Vargas Velakovic. Everyone's favorite
Gotta have
Baron.
good insight.
You can even give him advantage because he doesn't know me.
In fact, I am going to give him advantage.
He's being very skeptical.
He's got a +4 to this at advantage. Would you get a 22?
Yeah.
19. He nods and steps outside, and you can see his shadow from right on the other side of the door. But you're in this room now alone with this kid, Bill.
Is there any windows in this room?
No. It is an empty room.
I kneel down to Bill and I say, scream very loudly. Good. Just keep doing that occasionally. Now, why the fuck are you here, Bill?
I don't know. I was stealing some of those stupid festival flyers. Are you going to hurt me?
No, of course I'm not going to hurt you, Bill. No. You're a good lad. I can see that on you. This man, he gives me the creeps. I've honestly he caught me in something and now I'm out of it. Scream again.
Oh, ouch!
Wonderful. Okay, what to do? Why were you trying to steal the posters?
Because these festivals, he's putting these festivals on to bring happiness, but it's just making everyone hate him and hate the city, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to do this anymore. It's stupid, and I'm tired of Baron and his bad ways.
Okay, I understand. Listen, I've taken oaths, Bill. I can't leave. Not like this. So you have two options, right?
Ouch, ouch, ouch. What?
Good job. How good of an actor do you feel you are?
I've never done it before.
Okay. There's two options here. Either you can act dead and lifeless and be very convincing, or, with your permission, I can knock you out.
I will try to act dead and lifeless.
Would you be mad if I knocked you out?
Yeah?
You would?
Yeah?
All right. I take out one of my hand axes, and well, first of all, he's manacled, you said?
Yeah, his hands are behind his back, but he's not chained to the floor or anything. He could stand.
Oh, perfect. So I take out my hand axe and I cut my palm deeply. I'm sorry about this, and I start rubbing blood all over him.
Okay.
Like even more blood.
Okay, I'll say you take 1 point of damage, and you've just slathered blood on his face.
I will then do another lay on hands to kind of close up the wound. Mm-hmm. And I say one last very good scream, and then cut it off. Good job, lad. Okay, just act just be completely dead weight. Just act completely lifeless and hold your breath.
Okay, he falls to the ground lifeless, and the Baron opens the door. And he says,
I pick up like him from the manacles, and I'm just like holding him, and I look at the
Okay.
Baron.
I'm gonna make a performance check for this kid.
Okay.
He's got a +0. This is straight up roll.
Okay.
A 12.
Oof.
He's lifeless. You can feel him breathing, but it's like,
yeah,
it's pretty good. And the Baron looks to you and he says, good. I heard the screams. You're hired.
Wonderful. When do I start?
Now, I want you to find Ezek for me and tell him that he is fired. He is no longer under my employ.
It'll be a pleasure, sir. When should I report back?
Tomorrow. For now, find the guards members. Tell them that I sent you. They will follow your lead.
Wonderful. You mind if I take this scum with me? I think he could be used as a deterrent. I'm planning on putting him in the stockades, shoving a poster down his throat, making sure that no one knows.
Make a persuasion check.
I promise you that is a 16 plus 4 for a dirty 20.
The Baron seems incredibly he does not want to let this kid leave. It seems like this is like some pet project of his in some weird way. But he does relent somewhat, and he says, give me one more night with the kid. I just want to make sure that the message is clear. I was going to keep him here for 3 days until the festival is over, but I will let you take him out tomorrow.
There's the character.
It's an impossible decision.
I know. He broke his vow and lost his status as an angel and has dealt with that for years now. I'm sorry, sir, but I must insist. If you want me under your employ, I need to establish my dominance as soon as possible. And if I have to do that through you, I will.
The Baron looks at you and stands up straight, and he whistles. You hear the clomping of dog feet up the stairs, and he says, I want you to establish your dominance, but I am your boss. I am the Baron. You will do as I say in all manners. Now, I am being lenient with you that I'm letting you take this kid, but do not cross me.
I gently lay the kid down on the ground, and I take out my axe, and I stand there.
Okay.
And I say, you know what? I'm tired of this act. I will not let you harm another hair on this boy's head. I would like to leave here. I would like to leave peacefully, without you and yours harmed. I respect that your town has its own laws and its own traditions, and that you are the head of whatever excuse you call a government here. But I have a vow, and that vow is to protect those who need it. And right now this boy has learned his lesson. You beat him bloody. I didn't help this situation. So it's up to you, Baron. Do I kill you and your dogs? You let me leave this manor with this.
We cut to the other group. you are all, Lydia kind of shoves you out to the door. Gabe is not there. Gabe went to the washroom, and Lydia seems to have maybe forgotten about him in this moment in her panic to kind of acquiesce to her husband, and kind of takes you all, and then she turns to Petra and Irina, and she says, I know the Baron said we couldn't take the kids, but I don't worry. I'll take the kids here, and they'll have a good place to stay. I promise. It won't be a problem.
Great. That seems like you got a. Wait, no, they don't have a happy home. I saw it happen. Never mind.
After
I don't say that.
After hearing the whatever happened 2 floors up, and then would we have also heard the screaming of kid?
This
It's
is
torture room.
I think this is a little bit in the past, so the screaming has not yet happened. You're kind of like in the foyer. The Lydia looks at you, Sal, and she says, don't worry. It was lovely to meet all of you. This has been beautiful, and I'm so happy to know you. Please come back and visit again if you want. We'll have more pie maybe next time.
Do you? I don't know if this is forward or crass or what in poor taste, but do you need help?
Her eyes go wide, and there's another uncomfortable silence as her.
I try to say it so she hears me, but maybe not some of the other ladies, or I'm sure they're listening. But
yeah, they are listening.
Yeah.
You make a stealth check.
That's pretty good. That's an 18. So dirty 20.
Her smile kind of fades from her mouth when you say that, and there's like 20 seconds, 30 seconds where she doesn't say anything. And then she turns to the rest of the group. Okay, well, it's time to leave now for all of you.
Are they?
There's no Lauren Bossing.
Are they insinuating they're taking the kids?
Yeah, she grabs a hold of Jonathan and Myrtle and Reek, and she says, we have an extra bedroom upstairs for you, and you can stay in there. The Baron, he might be grumpy, but he'll come around to it.
I look at Irina and just kind of outright say, low tone directly to her, but like, do you trust the children to be safe here? We also talked about St. Andrew's.
Yeah, Irina looks at you, Petra, and she says, not one bit.
Kids, come with me. We're going to take you someplace else. It's clear that the Baron does not want them there, and I don't want to be a burden. Truly, thank you so much, Lydia, but it's already been such an imposition for us to have been here, and you shared your last bottle of wine. Please, we couldn't. Come on, kids.
Okay, the kids are like, they don't know, they don't care. They just kind of follow you, Petra.
Where's Gabe?
Oh, he must be in the washroom still. You guys could wait outside. I'll go grab him.
Do you mind if I come with you? Sometimes I'm kind of a medicine man myself. Sometimes I can ease his troubles.
Sure. No problem. And at this point, I'll say you're all like on the front patio of the house, like sitting outside. It is now, with your time inside, it is now getting dark in the evening. And you're just Lydia, the other woman with Francine. Francine gives you a little bit of a side eye, Richard, but they all kind of leave down the road off to their own destination, leaving just Petra, Richard, and Irina standing outside with the kids as Lydia and Sal head back inside. Richard and Petra, as you're standing there, you see walking up to the front door are 3 figures, 2 guards, human guards, wearing with like long pikes and leather armor, and Izek Strasny, the captain guard, the demon-handed man carrying his large battle axe. And they come up to the front door and they say to you, Richard and Petra and Irina, Izek says, "Have you come to visit the Baron? You're standing in my way."
Yeah, we met him. He's super, cool and stuff. So
Petra's trying to not stare at the, at the hand, but more in like a fascination than anything else. Sorry. Sorry. I'll get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, the Baron. We just saw him. He just walked in. How did that? Never mind.
Listen here. I know you're outsiders, just like I am, but I have no patience for outsiders, despite who you might be affiliated with. I am going to keep a close eye on your group, and if there's any subordination whatsoever, I will not be afraid to take action as my post as the captain of the guard.
you're the guy from the village. That's how I know you.
He nods. Now, please, excuse me. This is my home. And he walks past you and walks into the front foyer. Sal, Lydia is kind of leading you down the hallway, and she says, so how did you like the cake and the tea and the wine? Was it to your liking?
Oh, it was all lovely. Did you make it yourself?
Oh, no, we have cooks.
Oh, well, you hired the best ones, so you got
that is
an
so
eye
sweet.
for talent.
Thank you. She opens the washroom and it's empty. Oh, he must have left.
I mean, we would have seen him leave. I don't think he wouldn't leave without us,
He looks to you and she says, is he an angel? Can you be honest with me?
To be honest, ma'am, I have no fucking idea.
You hear from down the hallway, Sal! You see Ezek. Hey, Sal! And he comes running down.
Cousin.
Lydia goes, Ezek. She takes a step back, clearly upset that Ezek is here in any capacity. Hey, Ezek. Lydia. Oh, Sal, I didn't expect you to be here.
I didn't expect. What are you doing? Meeting with the Baron?
No, actually, the Volakovich family is nice enough to give me a home here, since I'm not from here, and I have a room on the second floor.
Oh, great! That's awesome. Cool. That's very nice of you to take him in like that. He's a good friend of mine.
Lydia nods. Of course, we can accommodate, and this is great. I have to go attend to something in the kitchen. She just scurries away.
Lydia,
yes.
Just remember what we talked about.
Okay. Her eyes go wide. She does this blank stare again for the third time, and then leaves. Ezek says, "Hey." He lowers his voice. You shouldn't be here. This is not the place for you. I still want to meet you tomorrow morning outside of the inn. This is.
I mean, surely if it's a place for you, it's a place for me. We're in this together. You said it yourself. We're a team.
This is not. This is not a place for me anymore. You see, Sal. I have changed my allegiances, but I'll tell you all of that tomorrow. But do not bring this up. No one has to know except for us. Is that clear?
I got you loud and clear. How do they treat you here? Treat you well here?
All right, I guess. And then you hear a whistle from upstairs, and running out of the dining room, the two mastiffs charge up the stairs.
Oh, there's some big puppies. You ever spend much time with them? Are they nice dogs?
No, they're not nice dogs.
Oh.
Then you hear some yelling. That's clearly Gabe from upstairs. The Petra and Richard, you're sitting on the front porch, but you also hear this. Clearly some agitation from Gabe yelling on the upper floor.
Damn it.
Can I tell what the words that he's saying, or just like the noise of it?
Yeah, you can tell exactly what he's saying. He's talking about not breaking his oath and clearly threatening.
I think my friend upstairs is calling me. If you excuse me, he's like, I'll catch you up with you.
He nods, and you kind of head down the hallway. Petra, Richard, what are you doing?
Sounds like our friend is still upstairs. Do you mind if we go check on him? Sounds like he's having a bit of trouble.
No, we need. Do you think this is going to be like a fighting thing?
So Lydia is not there anymore. You're just there with
just
Irina. Irina says, I would prefer not to fight the Baron.
We just fought those hags, and I was having a really off day, and I didn't feel like I was very useful in that fight. So like, I really don't want to do this one either. And I'm just
I mean, plus we just got into town. What are we gonna do if we piss off the Baron?
Oh god! All right, let's go in. Let's go.
Irina, I don't know. Stay here with the kids.
Oh, the kids!
She nods, and she kind of sits idly as you walk in. You can see as you walk away, she pulls out of her like satchel, just like a little piece of wood that she's been like, you've seen her like idly whittle. She's just kind of like idly doing that as she waits a little nervously.
You're the best, Irina. Appreciate you.
You all walk upstairs, but briefly before that happens, Gabe, you're standing in this hallway. You're kind of backed in a corner. There is a window right behind you, that is second floor window. On your right is a slightly ajar door that seems to be to a bedroom that you have not explored. To your left is the open door where this interrogation chamber is in Bill. And standing at the end of the hallway, the only exit from this hallway into where the main staircase goes up, is Baron Vargas Falakovic and his two mastiffs blocking the way to leave. He pulls out his club and he says, "Listen, I would prefer to hang you from the gallows if you are insubordinate, but I will settle with beating you senseless here in my hallway."
Baron, I mean you no violence, but all we have to do is let me walk away with the boy. That's all that needs to happen here, Baron. Is he really worth your time?
Can you roll initiative?
Fudge!
Okay, I'm gonna roll initiative for Baron, and then Baron got a dirty 20. And then I'm going to roll initiative for the Mastiff. I'll roll 1 for both of them. 17 for the Mastiffs.
Good thing you gave yourself 15 points there, though.
The Baron walks up to you with his club and is going to try to beat you.
Okay.
Okay. 18 to hit.
Hits.
You take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Ready?
You're down to half of what you just had?
I'm at 15.
Okay. These two mastiffs start barking, growling, and jump and run and jump up onto you. Let's quickly.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, both mastiffs have a bite attack. 14 to hit.
Misses.
Second one, 7 to hit. Both misses. All right, you're kind of cornered in the side of this hallway. I have no idea what you're going to do.
I placed my battle axe on my back. I take out my shield. And I cast Command on Baron, and he make a wisdom.
Okay. It's got a +2 to this. Natural 1.
The word that I choose to say is dismiss.
His eyes go
That's
a
my
little
turn.
blurred, and he's like breathing heavily. He's like almost like a growling, and then your words hit his mind, and he whistles, and the dogs back up, and he takes a step back. And as he does, all three of you, Sal, Petra, and Richard, have come running up the stairs. And you now see the aftermath of this brief battle. Gabe bludgeoned in the corner of this room with the Baron holding his club and these two mastiffs that are like snarling. And the Baron kind of looks to you as you come up and looks back at Gabe. Get out of my house now, all of you! Now!
I go to grab Bill.
Okay, you grab Bill. Bill looks up at you and goes, "Am I still acting?"
Just all right. Just come on. We gotta go now.
All right. The Baron kind of takes a step back, sees that you're taking the kid, and it looks
You don't
like
want to know what else I can make you do.
He takes a step back and allows you to pass.
I put my shield on my back. All that was needed from the very beginning. Baron. I bow. And I walk, and as soon as I'm like past the Baron, I look at the three of them, and I'm like, but I take Bill and I just start walking down the stairs.
All right, you, Bill, Sal, Petra, Richard head out the front door.
As I'm about to walk downstairs, I just to the Baron go, the cake was a little dry.
As you leave, you see Isaac is kind of standing at the bottom of the stairs, and he doesn't say really anything to you, Sal, but like kind of acknowledges
I look over
you.
at Isaac and I say, "Oh, by the way, you're fired."
He looks at you confused, and then as you all leave out the front door, you can see him walking up the stairs. And you reconvene outside of the Burgomaster's mansion with everyone you came with. It is now maybe 8 p.m. at night, dark.
Fuck, Gabe.
Keep walking, keep walking,
What?
Keep walking.
Why do you smell like your
shit, man?
Was your hair on fire at one point? You smell like burnt hair.
Yeah, a lot happened.
What'd you do to this kid?
I didn't.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
No, he's and I.
You
take,
okay, Bill?
I take Bill's shirt and I kind of like start wiping away some. No, that's my blood. That's my blood.
What a weird.
What?
Why'd you put your blood on him?
Because I didn't want.
What kind of
'cause
ritual
I need
were
to
you
make
doing?
it.
I thought you were going to go like freshen up or something, and you have a bloody child with
Listen,
you.
I'm sorry. All right, let me.
Where were you keeping him?
Okay, I will answer your questions as soon as you stop asking them.
I'm losing interest.
Irina comes over to you, Gabe, and like kind of rubs your shoulder, and she says, "You look hurt. Are you all right? Maybe we should go to the inn and get some rest."
Yes, we should go to the inn. I have a lot of explaining to do. And but first I look at Richard and I say, "Richard, is there anything you can do about these?" And I point to Bill's manacles.
Sure, they look shiny. What do you want me to do?
We could cut his hands off.
Appraise them?
Can you not?
Oh, like
the
unlock. Well, okay, we're not. If you just explain that, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, make a lockpick check. I think dexterity plus your proficiency.
Yeah. So plus 6. Yeah. 23.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You undo the manacles, and Bill takes his hands out and he goes, "Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Oh my gosh.
Just
Oh my gosh."
safe, lad. You can choose to do whatever you want, but I feel like maybe stick with us for.
Of course. Yes, I'll come with you.
Not
Oh, not the
permanently.
kids.
Not
Another
permanently,
kid
of
with
course.
us.
I'm just trying to protect the lad. Baron wanted to. I think the Baron wanted to kill him.
I don't know. I was about Bill's age when I was recruited.
Actually, not all of us have your constitution.
What does that even mean? That was really.
What?
I don't know what that meant. Yeah.
What did what mean?
Recruited, like you were that age when you were recruited for something that required you to get beat up?
Petra did not have. Petra.
We need to really get to know each other. We're all in we're thick in a mystery of each other.
Should we get some
Yes.
drinks?
We should get some
Yes.
drinks, and on the way, I would. We'll just have a conversation. As we're walking and talking, after I left the washroom.
Bill, don't forget the cart.
I left the cart in the town square.
Okay, but it's like someplace where only you will get it, right? I mean, I gave that to you.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It cost us a lot of money.
It didn't. Is your name Quinn Silverstep?
He's my cousin.
I left the washroom, and I got a weird vibe from that house, and if we were going to leave children there, I wanted to see if, something bad was going to happen. So I went searching for anything obvious, and then I heard someone in an attic, and I thought, okay, maybe that's someone rummaging around, trying to do something nefarious, and if I stop them, maybe we'll have a good in with Baron, and so then I went up there, but it turns out it was their son, Victor. He was in the attic, and he had this room with, I think he called it a transportation circle at the bottom that he was trying to get to work. And he had a bunch of dead cats, skeletons walking around. Yeah. That was pretty dope. But he seemed scared, hated his parents. He wanted to get out of here. He's the person that brought Ezek here.
Oh shit! Okay, that adds up.
Said when he brought him here that he didn't have arm as well, and he seemed.
Yeah, I mean I've known him a long time. I've never seen that arm before in my life.
He also seemed like he could have been part of that. I don't know. It was a weird reaction, but he seemed to be very much against his parents and this place, of course, obviously. So I told him to meet us at the end tonight, and he can tell us what's going on. But he can just to talk to us, Richard. But then the Baron came up and he caught me, but I kind of acted as if I was there to provide a service to him. And at first I was going to go the route of having you, Salvatore, perform at the festival for them, and maybe that would be good. And but then it kind of seemed like he didn't like Ezek and he wanted to fire Ezek, so I offered up my services as a protector, a punisher, if you will. And then that's when I found Bill beaten, bloodied, and more. And that's... You wanted to know what's... Fine, I'll just stop fucking talking then, you
So are you
No,
the captain of the guard now? Is that what happened?
I'm riveted. I really am. I just want to say, darling, your heart's in such a good place. If you stop for every weird vibe that you get here, we're not going to get anywhere. The grandmother selling a pie gave a weird vibe.
Yes,
so,
and it ended up being
they were
children.
selling children.
That's what I'm saying. I just think maybe we pick our battles just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
I think you made the right call.
We maybe really need to work on a way of communicating to one another when we're about to pick these battles, though.
I put you all in danger, and it was selfish of me, and now we are definitely going to have eyes on us, and
because we fit in so well before.
The lad didn't deserve to be treated that way.
Nope.
That's all I knew.
I think you did the right thing.
I want drinks.
Yes, I've made that very clear.
Drinks on Gabe.
Ooh.
I don't have any
How much money everybody has.
Communication. Communication. Well, we're communicating.
I have 5 gold pieces.
I don't know. I literally do not know.
And there's 5 of us. What a great... See how well that looks out.
You all have 5 gold pieces to your name. You make your way down the late evening street. There's way less people here now that it's past dusk. You make your way back to the main square where the gallows and the stocks are. The donkey-headed people are still there, even at night. But you do see brightly lit is the Blue Water Inn, the tavern. It is a 2-story, nicely built building. There's gray smoke coming from a large chimney. There's a tiled roof, and there's a bunch of ravens sat on the top part of the second floor of this building, kind of watching.
I throw a dart at the raven. Sorry, that's the wrong. I'm playing the wrong game. I'm playing the wrong game. Sorry.
The door is open, and you can see there's light inside. There's a light bit of music. A couple people are talking, you can tell. Do you make your way into it?
Yes. I tell Linguini to go make some friends, and I'll tell him to go to the Ravens. Just the tavern.
Yeah. Can you make a I don't know, animal handling check for Linguini to animal handle these?
As Linguini?
Just use your own animal handling, I'll say.
Okay.
But yes, it is as a Linguini.
3.
As a Linguini.
As a Linguini. The ravens squawk and hiss at Linguini as he comes by and are threatening Linguini. So Linguini is just kind of hovering nearby and clearly not welcome.
He'll figure it out. That's good.
All right. You walk into the tap room of this inn. It is a bar and inn. The tap room has tables and chairs, and there are narrow paths between all these stacked tables.
Kids, go find a table. Try not to make too much noise.
Okay.
Oh, Jonathan goes.
Oh, sorry.
Jonathan, the little kid who's still wearing the little costume, goes, "Can I get some alcohol?"
Cool.
Of course.
What?
Cool.
Not until you've made your first
now
kill.
Richard has a moral compass.
He's been through a lot. I don't know. He can have a sip.
Petra, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh my God, what's happening?
Whoa.
I'm tired of touching all these doors and one of us dying. Oh, dexterity saving throw. Okay. There was 19 on the die. Give me those stats. 21.
Okay. So the kids kind of head off to a corner to grab a table. There are a couple patrons in here. There are 2 maybe 25-year-olds that look like they're brothers, maybe, who are kind of getting drunk in a corner, a little bit rowdy in the side corner. There are that seems actually to be the only patrons. There's a woman behind the bar who has got an apron arm, and she's reading a book, but her eyes light up as you come in, and she looks over to you all happily and gestures you to walk in from the rain. There are stairs that lead up to the second floor, which is clearly where the inn is, because you can see a balcony, and there are lined doors, which are probably rooms that people can stay in. All those doors are closed. But Petra, you at the last second dodge a dart that comes flying at you from the top balcony. And as it kind of clatters to the ground behind you, you realize that it's not necessarily a dart to attack, but more of a toy. And you see up on the balcony 2 small kids, maybe 9, are giggling to each other and laughing. And the woman behind the bar goes, "Bray, Brom, cut that out right now to our guests. I am so sorry. Please come in." She rolls her eyes and she says, "You can have some
we know what it's
food on
like.
the house."
I point to the other kids.
Yeah, you know what it's like. You got.
I dodged.
Are we
dodged
Full House?
Yeah, this is the new season of Full House.
I dodged the dart and look up and see it's kids and just give them a point and
They
just playfully.
They're kind of laughing and they scurry away down the hallway. The woman behind the bar.
So good with kids.
She goes, "Please, I am so sorry. Gosh, kids are sometimes annoying. I love them though. But my name is Danica. Danica Martikov. My husband and I own this place. I don't mean to startle you with this playful dart, but if you want, we have some food. My husband is the best cook in Vallaki. We can cook up some food for you, or perhaps if you want some wine, we have."
Yes. Oh,
I say all of the above. Lovely to meet you,
have any
Danica.
pie?
I think you know our friend here. I point to Arena.
Danica and Arena, they seem to know each other. And Arena says, "Oh, Danica, so good to see you." And they embrace. And Danica goes, "Now, Arena, I have visited you a couple times. How's Barovia doing?" And she kind of shakes her head and says, "My father's dead, but Ismark is now the burgomaster."
It's a great
And-
conversationalist.
And
He's in there next time.
Danica kind of like shakes her head and she says, "Well, he was old, so I guess it's fine." You
Oh, we're just really charming people here. God.
If you are all friends of Arena, you are all friends of the Blue Water Inn and the Martikov family. I'm happy to see you. I must admit, we haven't had a shipment of wine, and it's been overdue for a few weeks. So we have just one barrel left, and it's not the best wine. But if you're here with Arena, I'm willing to hand it out. It's on the house.
Any
Oh, really?
ale?
No.
No. All right, yeah, that's
Make an insight check, Sal.
21.
She doesn't know what that is.
I collapse in a nearby chair.
I'll sit next to Gabe, and kind of looking at the. Are Arena and Danica still talking?
Yeah.
So,
Is there? Go ahead. Sorry.
so Arena's a really valued member of the group so far. I like her.
Yeah.
Definitely held her own more than I. But
Still looking at Gabe. She's, smart and pretty. If you're into
Yes.
that sort of thing.
beautiful woman, yes.
She's super into you, right?
What?
She's like, if you'd like, sorry, I mean, I don't want to like besmirch her name, but I feel like if you like walked up to her and you were like, "Hey, do you want to like, she would be like, and then you could.
That's because she thinks he's an angel.
What is up with that? Okay, again, I want to reiterate, we really need to get to know each other better.
It's hard to explain. I don't know how they know that. I mean, didn't you say that the Vistani people knew of you in a way that...
Everyone says that I look familiar, but they don't really... Every time I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, you just look familiar. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we haven't seen any paintings with Richard on it.
True.
No.
I know I have a lot to explain. I do not think Irina...
No, I mean, the point was to find a safe
Now
space
that
for
we
her
found,
to stay.
I think this inn, if they truly are, seem to be getting... I also think that checking out the state... But all I know is that Richard very maybe a little tactless in the way he presented it, but it's very true that I can't go around saving all the puppies over here.
I'm still convinced that we're actually dead, so maybe none of this matters.
Richard, I really need you to wake the fuck up. Because we're not dead, and this is really happening to us, and we need you here. We need you to treat this situation as if it's actually happening to you.
I'm just saying that I've seen some stuff here that makes no earthly sense. So I just really doubt what's going on. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Well,
I completely
Yes.
agree that there's something happening here, but I do think reality.
and even if it's not our reality, that doesn't mean that we can't play some part here.
I mean, I know that this is jumping ahead many conversation topics. What the fuck are we supposed to do here? You know, I felt as if this kind of leans forward. Strong. He I don't think he's someone that we can just walk up to. I didn't tell you all this, but when we burned the windmill down, I shouted to the ether out of anger. He responded. Mind. He confirmed that he is watching us. Whether that be a lie or not, the simple fact that he was able to communicate with me leads me to believe that he has a power above anything that I've ever. Just don't know what we're supposed to do here. I mean, we can see what's going on with the Baron, but should we even stay in this town? Is this even the place that we should be? Like I said, I'm jumping ahead a bunch of conversation topics. I just feel lost. I feel like even in helping young Bill, that I moved a bucket of water from it.
Well,
It's a start.
Ava What's-Her-Face did give us all fetch quests. We all got something, right?
Supposed to find the place where madness, illness.
I think I found mine. I don't quite remember what it was. What was it?
Yours was.
Follow another man that I know was the last part of it. And I just so happened to found a man that I know quite well here, who I have a meeting with tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, he said he'll lead you to her.
Yeah.
Truly your cousin.
Not in a blood sense, but in a, closeness sense, yes.
Same way Petra is. Child. And as
Right.
well.
Yes. We go back quite a while.
So perhaps
Does anyone have?
Sorry, I was just going to say, just very quickly, perhaps we hear what Victor has to say, we hear what Ezek has to say, and then we digest and...
As we were leaving, go ahead, Richard, please, you have the floor.
No, I just want to say, before we move on. Does anyone have any other super fun secrets that we need to share with each other before we do business?
Yes, I have
come up at
I can go.
fun time. Yeah.
Uh,
I have a third nipple. That I don't know if that comes into play here, but
I don't know if that's a secret.
In the Order of
you didn't
Belenus,
know about it.
in
That's
the
true.
Order of Belenus, that would mark you as one of the select few.
Okay, cool.
The outside or in the kitchen, you see a man walk out, a slightly short, stout man with black hair with gray streaks in it, and he is carrying a smaller cask of wine, and he has a platter with plates of food on it. And he comes over and gives a kiss on the cheek to Danica and greets Irina. And Irina kind of brings him over to your table, and she says, "Everyone, this is Erwin Martikov. He is the best cook in town." And Erwin takes a deep bow, and he says, "Hello there. If you are friends of Irina, you are friends of the Blue Water Inn. We have the last of our wine. We need our shipment soon, but it would be my pleasure to give it to you. And then I have cooked a very special dish for you all. I did hear someone mention pie, and we actually do have some pie.
Yes,
From where?
please, give me.
No, but from where? From where did you get it?
Homemade here and shop.
This is, as the chef, it is definitely homemade. I am proud of this recipe. Banana cream.
Oh,
Oh, good.
fantastic. There's no way that could be children.
What?
Only hope.
It's a phrase from when I grew up.
You mentioned you've been awaiting a shipment for a while. Has there been trouble getting goods?
Well, we get our wine from the Wizard of Wine's winery, which is it's a little further west of the city, and well, they're late. They're not usually late, but I'm holding out hope. They're just delayed.
Does that winery
but
have a tower?
no, I don't believe they're
Okay.
a humble
I look at
winery.
Petra, I know.
It, of course, I'm not asking you to run an errand for me, but if you happen to be near the winery and you could maybe figure out where the shipment was, I would be forever humbly grateful to you. And
I think we
What
could maybe.
town is it located in?
it's nearby to the town of Kresk, which is a city to the west of here. It's a smaller city, but it's kind of off on its own, isolated. It's honestly, it's a nice part of the valley.
I think that we could maybe come up with some kind of deal. You see, just sure you saw Irina over there, as well as this group of younglings over here. You see, we've come from Barovia, where things are quite dire. Irina's father has perished, and these children's, their parents sold them into. I don't need, but they need a place to stay, a roof over their heads.
At least for now.
At least for, yes, a day or so, a few days. Perhaps in exchange for us looking into this shipment, you can provide shelter for them.
Well, let me confer with my better half. He turns to Danica and he motions for Danica to come over, and he says, Danica, these fine people here have asked us to take care of these children. We actually have 2 kids of our own, Bray and Brom, little rapscallions themselves, and I think that Bray and Brom would need some companions. So what do you say, Danica? Danica like sighs. She goes, "Oh, more kids, great." And Erwin goes, "Well, then it's settled, of course."
Literally, I was about to be like,
Erwin is like excited. All right, it's settled. These kids will have a home here, and if it'll be my pleasure, and if you have a chance to find the wines, then we'll be even. But I will owe you for the rest of my life. Honestly, the wine here is the lifeblood of the people, and without it, it's tough going.
And you don't have any ale or anything.
Huh?
Ale?
Never mind. You know, like a
keep saying
porter,
this
and
word.
IPA or Hefeweizen.
Are you? I don't speak your language. I'm sorry.
Like alcohol. That's in a
wine. Yes.
You did. I mean, other types of. There's wine, beer, mead.
I have heard
grain
of
alcohol, whiskey.
white wine, but I've never drank it myself.
You know how you make wine with the grapes and they get old. You know that vaguely understand that.
Yes, of course.
Well, you could do that with wheat. With other stuff.
well, the fermentation process
Corn.
is squishy.
He pulls out a notepad. It's like, can you?
I can't teach you how to make.
Yeah, so
make
2
that.
pots sugar.
It's called a Salvatore Gianucci. That's called.
As you're all talking and kind of laughing at this table, the 2 brothers in the corner get up and are clearly drunk. And one of them comes over and goes, "Hey, you give them wine, but you don't serve us any more wine? What the hell?" And Erwin goes, "Now, Nikolai, this is a special occasion. We are not serving you wine because this is all we have." And then the other brother goes, "Hey, fuck you, man. Give us some wine."
How are you guys drunk?
Whoa!
You guys haven't been served.
No need for such hostility.
Danica sighs again. She's doing a lot of sighing, but she's happy to tell you that
She's doing a lot of sighing.
I gave them a little bit of wine. They come in here every day, and it's hard to believe, but they're better when they're a little drunk.
Well, then what do you 2 have to complain about?
It seems like
You've
your
got the
patronage
wine.
was accepted.
I just want more alcohol. If you give me some, I'll get out of your hair.
Please, then. Please. You can have my glass.
He takes
Now
the
walk
glass.
away.
They one of them takes the glass and the other one goes, "Now I want one glass too." And he looks to you, Sal.
You guys can split it. Fuck off.
It comes right up to you. I want another glass for myself.
I sigh and I stand up. I don't think we want to have any issues here. So how about you walk away before you do something you...
Make an intimidation check.
The one thing all I can do is look and pose. 14.
This like 23-year-old boy kind of looks at you, scared, and just backs up and goes, yeah, of course. And they kind of scamper off to their table in the corner with one glass.
Would you consider wine mostly water? I don't know. If I use shape wine on water, is that... or shape water on wine?
You're on the verge of being a bloodbender.
I don't know. I don't think you can do that.
Okay.
I don't think it's mostly wine.
It has to be H2O.
All right.
Danica kind of looks at all of you and gestures for you to eat the pie if you so choose.
It's not the same, but it's good.
She says, okay, if you want, we have rooms for you tonight. We do have one other guest, but he probably won't be bothering you. I haven't seen him today. Just make sure not to go to room 1, but you have 2, 3, 4.
Is he an outsider like us?
As you say that, you see walking into the door is a tall half-elf man.
Oh, I forgot about it.
He is wearing splendid, colorful sashes, and he's got the tipped ears, and he's holding a harpsichord.
It's charming.
This weird little like instrument. And as soon as he comes in, the two brothers in the corner kind of look over like anticipation, and Danica and Erwin both look over like a little bit apprehensive about what this man is about to do. And he takes a few steps into the room, looks at all of you, takes a deep breath, and goes, "Well, hello there. My name is Rictavio. I would love to talk to you all." And that's where we're going to end.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Nice. Well, that was fun. Thanks, you guys.
In this session, we traveled about 100 feet.
Yeah, well, it's to be expected.
And it's been like an hour. I think it's been long.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
It's
been longer in real life than it has been in reality. That's for sure. Awesome.
Cool. That was good. We'll see your standing in Vallaki after the recent events and what you do with this half-elven carnival worker in the Blue Water Inn, which seems, at least in this moment, to be a safe haven for you. All right, everyone that's watching, thank you. And
everyone not watching, why aren't you watching?
Hey, why not?
And if you're not watching, hey, if you are watching, tell the people who are not watching. Like,
watch.
Yeah. And there's so many Charmed Person stuff you can watch, and like D&D and Monster Hearts and Candlekeeps and lots of other stuff. So keep an eye on that. And that's it. Obviously, like always, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.